All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. We're going to go ahead and dive into our presentation for tonight with Valentus. And listen, I'm tremendously excited to talk with all of you. I felt it was appropriate to really stress the importance of timing right now that we have here with Valentus. And I'm going to talk about that here as we move further into the presentation for tonight. But for those of you that are here for the first time, my name is Marcus Brigham. I have the privilege of being your presenter for tonight here with Valentus. As you can see there, that's me chilling and smiling, you all excited about this phenomenal opportunity there. That's my business card in my hand. I tell people all the time, that's the Slim Roast, and it is without question changing this industry. And I'm just excited for you. If you're here right now, that means you are in perfect position. Especially right now, we talk about timing with this opportunity. A little bit about myself, born and raised Denver, Colorado. I had the privilege to spend my time collegiately at the University of Wyoming, where I played football there. And of course, towards the latter part of my career there, I was fortunate enough to learn that I was going to have the opportunity to stretch that dream and spend time in the National Football League, and came true for me. But I tell people it was definitely different for me. I actually spent 3 years playing, signed 9 different contracts over 3 years. So I know what it's like to have to bounce around. And of course, eventually that particular chapter of my life came to a close. And just like a lot of people out there, I tried to figure out what was going to be my next move. Took my communications degree, went into all sorts of different fields in corporate America. And I just couldn't get comfortable working behind a desk. And finally, I decided to, well, here's what happened. I was at the gym one day, and a gentleman that would frequently visit that same gym handed me a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I remember reading that book, and before I knew it, I was sitting there in the corner of that gym flipping pages. And he came over, he said, "You know what, young man, you just keep that book." And true story, and I tell you all, that was the introduction for me for really changing my thinking. And immediately, you all, what stood out to me was really understanding that what I was doing on a 9-to-5 job was not cutting it. I realized that I was working my butt off, but I wasn't making enough money. I was always in a situation where I couldn't seem to outpace inflation, no matter even if I got my 3% raise the following year. The bottom line is big corporations were marking prices up. Gas was going up higher than what I was actually getting paid. So I didn't see much increase, with that 3%, or should I say it didn't make it easier. So I got involved in more traditional small business. I decided to go ahead and get a business loan, started my own franchise, or bought into a franchise called Smoothie King. Many of you that are down south probably heard of that franchise. Well, I brought the first wave of Smoothie Kings to the Denver metropolitan area. Was very successful, but I tell you this, you all, it was very challenging. Nothing like trying to manage tons of high school kids. And at the time, my wife and I had 3 small kids of our own, so it got very challenging. And I just remember just finally running out of energy. And I remember people talking about, Marcus, when you go into traditional small business, instead of you actually having a job, you just now own your job. And I knew exactly what that felt like. And I'll never forget, a gentleman walked into my shop and introduced me to this amazing industry, and told me that if I was to work with him, that he was confident that he could help me change my life, and literally I could make more money part-time than I was earning full-time. And so at the time, you all, I wasn't making much money. I was paying myself maybe about $40,000 a year. True story here, as I moved forward, I got involved with that particular network marketing company. Within my first, 5 months, I want to say, I was already up to about $35,000. And so things were great, you all. I'm telling, because I told my wife, if I could do something like this full time, this would be just golden. So of course she gave me the green light. We ended up getting rid of the shops. I jumped into this industry full time and did very well, you all. Was very fortunate enough with a couple of companies to earn 6 figures with those particular companies and document it. And so I had success early on. And so that was the perfect taste to what this industry can provide. And I've been an evangelist for this industry for a very long time because of my personal experience. I say all that to say this to all of you, that timing is absolutely critical. And one thing that I learned about my experience early on in the industry is you've got to be able to create duplication. That was one of the areas that I struggled in, was duplication. And I would tell you, duplication is one of those things when you can find the right system and find the right product that people don't have to become experts in how to, having to explain a lot of information to people. And that's exactly what happened to me. With this particular opportunity, why I'm so excited about this is because I really see that we have a chance to really take a very simple and unique concept to the marketplace. So for those of you that are here, I think you're going to be blown away as we talk about this slim roll. So let's dive into, again, what you have here in front of you. Now, here's my thing to all of you. 83% of adults drink coffee, which means everybody on this webinar, everyone who is watching a recorded version of this webinar, no one has to convince people to drink coffee. Every single morning, most of us wake up, we have 1-2 cups of coffee every single day. And that was the thing that got me excited about what we have here, that I wasn't in the convincing game. And then I started to really put my business cap on, and I started to look at the trends from other major corporations. So when you think of trends like Wendy's, who introduced the redhead roasters, Dunkin' Donuts, when I played for the Patriots, I mean, literally Dunkin' Donuts was our thing. And we used to stop by, grab cups of coffee all the time. So I knew all about the coffee, you all, before most people did. But it was interesting to find out that even Dunkin' Donuts started to realize that their true money was going to be in branding what they had with, in coffee. And so, of course, we watched them strip the donut from that logo and replace it with a cup of coffee. Burger King sales are up 25% from last year, you all, because of coffee. Subway could no longer sit on the sideline. They jumped in the game as well. You all, sales are going up. They're opening up their stores early in the morning, not to sell you a foot-long sandwich, even though it's available, but they know that they also wanted a piece of the coffee game. But we haven't seen anything like McDonald's, you all. They have completely changed the game with McCafe. McDonald's said, you know what? If I can take 7 cents of raw material and turn it into a $15 profit, they soon recognize that the chicken nuggets, the Big Mac, the milkshakes, and all those things, the apple pies, though that was where they were originally, and that was kind of the foundation of who they were, you all, they were willing to change all of that because they realized that coffee was major business and that they can make so much more money by changing their entire layout to really focus and be centered around coffee. And that's why when you walk into a McDonald's now, you hear jazz music playing, low-hanging chandeliers. You've got flat screen TVs hanging around. You got people actually meeting at McDonald's to have a corporate meeting or a little round table discussion. You all, why? Because again, McCafe has really become that major thing for them there. And of course, we're watching places like Starbucks, you all. Starbucks has literally just changed the game. I have a family of 6. And I told my wife, every time we walk into Starbucks, we spend at least $30. Why? Because Starbucks have made it socially acceptable for people to spend $5 or more for a cup of coffee. And again, we're no longer in the convincing game. We talk about coffee. 400 million cups of coffee are enjoyed every single day in North America. So again, it's big business. Now, let's talk about Valentus, because I want to talk about the timing over here and why it's critical. This is some amazing growth that this company has had. And I'm going to tell you, when I first heard about Valentus back in February of 2015, it was a little too early for me. I had actually been connected with other companies that did soft launches, pre-launches, whatever you want to call them, but early in the game. And those particular companies did not get off the ground. And that's tough because I had a situation where I brought leaders over there, and unfortunately, you kind of end up being the scapegoat or the person they're all pointing to and say, hey, this guy told us that they had all this stuff in place and it fell apart. So I like getting involved with opportunities early, but I was a little bit, reluctant to get in very early. But I watched what Valentus did. And if you notice, in February of 2016, 1 year later, the company was doing $1 million a month during that time. That got my attention. And then I looked at March. 1.4 million, April 2.1, May 3 million, June $4 million in sales. You all, that told me right then, number one, that Valentus had now moved out of that really tough area early on where companies fold. I then now knew that I could count on distribution being in place, because that's another thing. I've seen companies that say, oh, we're going to get product, all over the United States, all over Canada, all over the world. And then when the first shipment comes out, everything falls apart. And then people are getting products 6-7 weeks later. You all, over here at Valentus, people are getting their products on time. They're being shipped on time. That's what I was looking for. So I still got involved and found this company at the right time, but the company is solid, but it still leaves a lot of growth for all of us, even though the company is averaging 30+% growth monthly. So I want you all to understand that, again, the timing is here. The right money is coming into this company right now so that this company can handle the growth. Now, this is, again, a snapshot of all my kind of the trend, or should I call my pacers out there, those of you that like to be in the very forefront of all this. This is why I like what we have here. Tim Hortons recently sold for $11.4 billion. Now, for those of you that don't know that story, when you look at Tim Horton and a good friend of his who was a police officer in Canada, they started Tim Hortons for a couple of $1,000s. So look what ends up happening. They sell it for $11.4 billion. My thing to all of you, why? Because coffee is what we call recession proof. Whether the economy is doing great, whether the economy is not doing very well, people are still going to wake up every single day and enjoy a cup of coffee. But the only difference is most people are not getting paid for the brand of coffee that they drink. We refer people all the time, but we don't get paid. I look at this as an unbelievable distribution chamber or distribution opportunity for us to get a unique product to the marketplace, and really you all get paid for bringing a concept that people already embrace, but it has a little bit of a twist added to it. Because here's what I want to introduce you all to, the next billion-dollar coffee trend, and it's connected to the weight loss industry as well. This is a weight loss coffee and is an amazing, healthy alternative. And I'm telling you right now, people are excited about this trim. I'm sorry, about the Slim Roast, okay? Now, the Slim Roast, let me tell you about this particular coffee. I received my coffee probably about 5 weeks ago. Now, my first week, I lost 5 pounds, number one. The coffee tastes amazing. I add my own sugar cream to it, how I like it. Sometimes I drink it black. Again, my stick of Slim Roast, every time I walk out, that's my business card right there, you all. I have more and more people that, are giving me just amazing feedback on the taste of the coffee, and they can't believe that it's healthy coffee, that even it helps you lose weight. And so, you all, I'm excited about what's to come with this company. But I'm telling you right now, this particular brand of coffee is really going to change this industry. Now, let's talk about this product here, the Slim Roast. When I got on this product, you all, let me tell you this. I had my first cup of coffee at 7 o'clock that morning. Now, within 7 minutes of drinking the coffee, I had amazing energy. My mental alertness and my focus was just amazing. The fog was lifted up. Like off of my mind, you all. I had just crystal clear thoughts early that morning. I felt great. You all, I literally grabbed my keys, grabbed my gym shoes, and I was off to my gym to actually get my workout in that morning. About 90 minutes later, you all, incredible workout. I felt amazing. Got home, worked on a few things. Before I knew it, you all, it was almost noon, and I had not had anything to eat. I actually went into my kitchen. I looked around. Nothing looked, at all, interesting to me at that moment to eat. I grabbed myself a banana because I said, Marcus, you have not had anything at all. Eat something. So I forced myself to eat a banana. And I remember getting on the phone talking to Dave Lear, my business partner, and I said, man, what in the world is in this coffee? And of course, we talked, we laughed about it. But I said, man, if this coffee has the same type of impact on me that it's having on other people, I said, you know how big this thing can be? He said, Marcus, go to this website. He sent me to a website that was bestweightlosscoffee.com, bestweightlosscoffee.com. I went to that website, you all, and I saw so many pictures of everyday people who all they were doing is drinking coffee. the weight was literally melting off. And they were so excited. They were telling other people about it. Those people then ended up asking them about the coffee. So it ends up happening. Our customers actually became some of the best distributors. And you all, it's just continuing on. Like Veronica Rogers here, look at her store, down 35 pounds drinking coffee. Matthew Leaf down 55 pounds drinking coffee. You all, it is so simple to do. It is so simple. And that's exactly why so many ordinary people who love coffee have turned this into a full-time income, even though they're doing it part-time. You all, that's what I love about this opportunity, is the power of part-time, what we bring to the table. Now, I was already hooked on this company when we just had the coffee. Now, we've got other products as well. Let me introduce you to these three, as far as three other products we have here. We also have what's called the Prevail Immune Boost. Now, here's what I like about the Immune Boost. It's loaded with vitamins, minerals, nutrients, antioxidants. And the thing about this is everybody out there has an immune system, okay? Now, we all are, every single day, our immune system is compromised all the time. Between all the people sneezing next to us, only in the elevators, we're touching doorknobs throughout the day. We're just always exposed to a lot of different things. And my thing is, this helps keep your immune system strong to fight against all those different things. But also, too, mineral deficiency, you all, is a major, major issue. Major issue. I've never been more amazed to talk to people who I would consider to be pretty healthy that came back from the physicians only to learn that their physician said you're going to have to start taking a multivitamin because your levels of just overall vitamins in your body, you have a mineral deficiency. And you all, when you don't have the right amount of minerals going into your body on a daily basis, you are more open to getting sick and dealing with other very scary diseases that end up attacking your body. So this here helps to put a shield, a barrier around you and your family. Give this product to your kids, you all. This is the perfect product for them as well. So again, that's a huge opportunity, a huge market for us right there. Now, the Prevail Energy Sticks that we have, you all, literally amazing. 10-ounce glass of water, you just simply open up that pack there, pour it in there, stir it up, you all. You have an amazing health drink right there. Now, if we think about how many people stand in those lines at 7-Eleven, Kroger stores, Walmart, whether it be the Red Bulls, the Monsters, the Rockstar, you go and do your own search out there. But they talk about the compound effect of those drinks and how literally it has impacted people's lives in some very, very scary ways. You all, you can't stay on that kind of stuff. And so we have the right solution with this particular product. And I like this particular product that we have because you don't have that burn and crash, okay? You have that nice, long-lasting energy that is sustained throughout the day. And then, of course, one of my favorites is the Prevail Trim. I like to add a little ice to mine and dice up a little oranges in there, just like it has right there, add a little lime to mine. And I'm telling you, it's very refreshing. People like to drink it even just the way it is. My thing is, you all, 30 minutes before you eat, you're going to notice the difference in how it also helps to curb your appetite. Now, we've done something unique. We actually have what's called our 12 and 24. And our 12 and 24 looks like this. When you first wake up in the morning, you have yourself toast. Just before dinner, 30 minutes before you eat, you're going to have the Prevail Trim. And then just before you go to sleep, you're actually going to have the Immune Boost. Now, over a 24-day period, by doing this, you'll either lose 12 pounds up to 12 inches, okay? Some people are doing it in that combination where they're losing 12 pounds and up to 12 inches. So like my guy right here in the blue jeans, look at, absolutely amazing. You can look at the difference there in that midsection. Look at this young lady in the yellow. Look how loose her shirt is over there on the other side. You can tell the difference. You all, let me tell you something. That's one of the more dangerous areas right there in the gut. And my thing is, that's something that we're doing here with our movement. This is what I call our own WOW movement, War on Weight. And so I am, again, just absolutely excited about this. So here's why a lot of you are here. You want to know about the income. Can you make money? My thing is absolutely you can make money. Number one, the retail side of this. You all, people love this product. There's no way I would have got involved with Valentus if they did not have a product that I knew that I could literally make a lot of money if I only retailed the product. You all, you can earn $25% or more on the retail side of this thing, okay? Now, the next area here, number 2 and 3, every single week, the company will take a snapshot of all of the volume the coffee sells throughout your entire organization, and on what's called your pay side. Okay, now so on your pay side, they'll pay you up to 20% on that side. So if you had collectively $10,000 in coffee sales for that week, that would yield you $2,000. Okay, so we're talking some very good money, and that's a very realistic number that I just threw out at you. Now, we also have what's called matching bonuses check, where you can earn up to 20% matching bonus check, which means if you brought in Nancy and Tom, and let's just say Tom did $1,000 that week, you can actually earn a $200 paycheck, you know, just because you brought Tom into the business. Okay, and that's just one generation, you all. We play 7 generations of match checks. So imagine having all these $100 match checks, $200 match checks, $300 match checks, even $1,000 or $4,000 match checks over time that end up generating, I mean, literally tens of thousands of dollars on a weekly basis. You all, that is what's going to happen, and it's starting to happen here within our opportunity. We've got the 1% global shared bonus pools. We also have what we have called the car bonuses, which is more of a lifestyle bonus. As you achieve certain rank in our opportunity here, you'll start off when you're earning $400 per month, and you can then build that up to $3,000 every single month in the car bonus / lifestyle bonus that we have here. Again, very simple to do. You're going to actually get your own marketing websites here. This is just one of the systems that you're going to get, but you got tons of capture pages, all sorts of great tools so that you don't have to be an expert at explaining this information. Now, to get involved with our opportunity, it is a $20 business decision, okay? $20 business decision, but you do have to purchase a pack. You can get started at what we call option number 1, which is purchasing a simple box of the product, okay? You can come in at option 2, where you're purchasing 3 boxes for $130 total. Option 3, you're purchasing 6 bottles for $199. You can see you're saving some money by coming in there too as well. Option number 4 is our most popular pack, where you can get started at $499. You're going to receive 16 boxes. If you divide that out, that comes out to about $32 per box of coffee. So if you look at option number 1, that's a difference, you all, of almost $30. And so you're basically getting a bunch of boxes of product at discount. And my thing, that's business, where you're able to buy in bulk, and then you actually, so you buy really low, but then you can mark it up and sell high. You all, that is business. And let me tell you something. When you tell somebody you have weight loss coffee, you send out a text to people, before your shipment gets to your house, I promise you, you would have already pre-sold all your boxes of coffee. So I'm just letting you know that's what's happening over here. Now, we also, just so you understand, you all, before I move on, we have some amazing things going on right now. We have a corporate call that's getting ready to come up. I want you to get on that call, because you're going to hear from some everyday people that are winning big over here within Valentus. Now, tonight, you all, is our cutoff time, which means 12 midnight, and that's West Coast time. So 12 midnight West Coast time. The system is going to compress, which basically means, for those of you that have been following your free position, or those of you that have not been following your free position, most likely you have coffee sales that are already happening underneath you. Now, here's what happens at midnight, you all. You will lose out on all those sales, all that volume, all those people that you can see underneath you. They will be gone, because here's what happens. Everybody who has upgraded, meaning purchased product, will then what we call leapfrog or compress to the very top of that particular power line, which means you will lose out on people's volume and their activity if you don't act tonight. And that's what I want you to understand by getting on that call. We're going to talk about that, okay? But it's very important, you all, to understand the timing that we have here. Warren Buffett said it best. Whatever the world likes to do, make it your business. I just told you all, and you all know it. Many of you are coffee drinkers. The world is crazy about coffee. This just makes sense. When you think about, last I looked, the health and wellness arena, the weight loss industry, just the weight loss industry alone here in the United States was at $60 billion, just the weight loss. So I'm telling you right now, we have some amazing things happening. But at this time, why don't we all go ahead and dial into this line here, the 530 number. We have a call that's coming up. It's going to be our corporate office that is going to facilitate that call. You'll hear again from some everyday people who, you know, just got on the product, started to win drinking that product, and then next thing you know, they started sharing it with other people. Now they have a big business that's growing over here with Valentus, and they are absolutely crushing it. So with that said, you all, I appreciate you jumping on our webinar for tonight. Listen, let's go ahead and make that journey onto the other side here, and let's get in this game. All right, you all, we'll see you over there on the corporate call here shortly. Good night.